All right, what's happening, everybody? So I decided to go with a gloss on this. Satin is good for covering uh, problem areas, things that didn't come out exactly the way you want. I don't want to cover the paint job on this guitar. It looks too good. I really like it, and I wanted to show. So I shot it once with clear gloss, and I wet sanded it with 1000. Now this is a sticker that's on top of the old lacquer. So to prep it, I wet sand it with 1500 grit paper very lightly, just to break the shine up on the old black that was on there. Had to keep a really light touch because that is only a sticker, and I know that if I had gone any harder, I would have cut through that sticker. I don't want to do that. But if you look real close at it, you see how it's still really black around the lettering. So that's because when I wet sanded it, I sanded all the high stuff off, and I never touched, my paper never touched that low stuff. And it will do that probably for 3 more coats of lacquer until I can build it up to a thickness that will completely bury that sticker in the lacquer, so that when you run your finger across it, you won't feel it. You can barely feel it now, but I can see it. And I can see it in the old lacquer around the lettering. On the back, there's the serial number. I'll show you guys a close-up of that. So, let me show you what was on there. Let me see if I got that piece laying around. I don't have it. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. So this little piece of plasticky, tapey stuff was on there. So I was able to peel that off and, let's just get rid of that. And what's left is another plasticky piece of tape on there with the actual serial number on it. So I thought if I could just peel the edge of it up, I'd be able to turn it and make it straight inside that box, but there's no peeling that up, like not without ruining it. If I try to peel that up, I'm just going to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. So what I did was I took a piece of 400 paper, wet or dry, and I used it dry because because this black box around it is just ink. And just touching it with the sandpaper, I took that little bit of ink, took it right off. Like if I rub it too hard with my finger, I'm gonna take it off. I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose that because it's original. It's also, now it's made in Chin. It's no longer made in China. It's only made in Chin, which is a lot closer than China. If you didn't know that, look it up. But anyway, to cover this, what I'll have to do is I'll take a spray can lacquer. This is good stuff here. I use this for touch-ups or real small stuff. But I'll use this because it's got more solids in it, so it builds up faster. And what I'll do with this is I'll hold the can probably 2 feet away, and I'll just mist, just one pass, just a zip. Very super, super, super light coat, almost like a dust coat. And I'll have to do that probably 5 or 6 times, but when you do a super light dust coat with this, you just have to wait 10 minutes. So, while I'm watching TV, I'll get up during the ads and I'll come over and just very lightly do a real light mist coat on it until I can get that completely covered in lacquer. Not buried, but covered, so that that little piece of plastic is in the lacquer that's stuck to the wood. It'll integrate it into the rest of it, so that once I get rid of that shiny, once I cover that shiny, can we see the shiny? Yeah, I can see the shiny on the plastic, and I already ran that plastic over with the 400, like, and I mean like super, super light, and I mean like this, like that. That's all I did, just barely touched it to take some of the shine off of that piece of Scotch tape that's on there with the serial number on it. So got rid of, I'd say, about 50% of it, and I don't want to go any further because I know I'll cut into those numbers. I don't want to do that. So we're just going to do a super, super light mist coat. Hopefully I won't spray my my phone. Let's see. And this is what I'm talking about. I can smell it, and I can just barely see it. Right? So you can like not even see that it's on there. Man, I hope I didn't spray my coffee. That would suck. One more time. Real light. Real far away. That's it. Okay, now you can see it. Now I can see it. See if you can see it. Yeah, I think you can see it. See all those little specklies on there? So this is just bare wood, right? So all those little specklies that you see is that super, super light mist coat. Now I'll come back and I'll do that probably 5 or 6 more times today. And then it'll just sit for 24 hours, and I will not sand it. And I'll use this heavier lacquer, at least on the back, to then start to build it up. The idea is to get that completely sealed before you bury it in the lacquer. If it's not sealed, you could get bubbles in there. You could get a reaction with the plastic. The plastic could curl. The black ink on there could run. It could lift. All kinds of bad stuff can happen. So if you just, go super, super light coats until it's covered, then you're ever so slowly introducing the chemicals in the propellant in this can, so that very slowly, so that they don't damage any of that. This, man, I really like the way it looks. I think it looks sexy. I got the body hanging up. It is hardening up for me. I will have it all sanded. It's all wet sanded up to 800 on the paint on just the front of the guitar. So now what I have to do is I have to let it hang and dry, because I'm going to be laying it down on its face to do the rest of the sanding on the back and the sides. And when you do all that wet sanding on the front of the guitar, you're putting a lot of moisture into that paint. I want to make sure it's completely dry before I lay it on its face. Otherwise, even like a terry towel will scratch that paint up. So it's got to be nice and cured before I can lay it down on it and sand the rest of the body before I can start to clear coat that. But good progress so far. Loving how it looks. I'd love to show you guys, but next video I'll show you what it looks like when they're together. That's all I got. Peace.